What's happening, folks? We're alive. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, sorry we were late.
Yeah.
Approximately 7 or 8 minutes. We actually just got
Yeah.
back from a Diddy party. So anyway,
What?
anyways,
Off to a great start.
anyways, we're here to
Yeah.
review Strangers Chapter 1. So
Yep. The Strangers, Chapter 1. We've both now seen it. And we like doing these every time we both see the same movie. Within relatively recently after it was released. We'll go
which
live.
as I'm sure anyone watching can tell, that doesn't happen very often anymore.
Yeah.
Because we are no longer tiny little kids and we've moved on with our lives. But we didn't forget about you guys. We still post every couple years or so at least.
Yeah,
So
I guess so.
we're here now to give you guys the sweet treat of our beautiful faces talking about Strangers Chapter 1.
Strangers Chapter 1. And what a movie to come back on too. Of all the movies, this is certainly one of them.
This is definitely a movie. Like
It certainly is a film.
It's a flick and a half for sure.
Yeah. And we'll get into our thoughts soon.
What do you say, like 5 minute mark?
Yeah, five minute rambling.
So how was your day, James?
It was pretty good. Oh, I'm in the thing right now. Just looking for the chat. We got two folks up in here already.
Folks, what's up, folks?
What's up, folks? What's hip hop been happening?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, my day consisted of going to work, and coming home, and I had some McDonald's too, but they forgot my Sprite, so. That's how my day went. And now we're here. Now we're live streaming, talking about the Strangers.
Gotta respect, bro. Just got back from his hustle.
Yep.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Grind.
Every day I'm hustling. Type beat.
Yep. At Planet Fitness.
Yep.
Awesome. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Have a nice day. Oh, you want to cancel your membership? Well, no can do.
Fuck you then. Yeah. Have a nice day.
No can do because Planet Fitness is kind of a scam.
Yeah.
But
I would know. I don't have any near me. I go to a knockoff Planet Fitness called 5 Star Fitness.
A knockoff Planet Fitness is crazy because
who gave it 5 stars? Who knows? But
yeah, Dave Meltzer did probably, judging by his track record.
I mean, it's basically like 5 Star Fitness where you'll see like all the like strangest people there.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's sort of like the back rooms. It's like the back rooms version of Planet Fitness. It's always so empty, and there's just like that one old dude in the corner, like freaking going crazy.
Yeah. There's always that one old dude, just like going crazy.
Yeah, there's this one guy there that looks exactly like, who's the bald dude with the long ass beard from the Wyatt family?
Eric Rowan.
There's a guy that looks exactly like Eric Rowan there. Like,
maybe it is Eric Rowan.
I honestly I had to like stare at him for a solid minute and a half just to be like, is that Eric Rowan?
Yeah.
And he'd probably be like, this kid's tweaking out. But I mean, if it was Eric Rowan, I gotta check and see.
Yeah, exactly.
Eric Rowan Gym Flick would have went crazy, but it. So.
I think he's going back to WWE soon too, because the Wyatt Six storyline they got going on.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Isn't Uncle Howdy like coming back, and Braun is back too? So I guess.
Yeah, it's gonna be like Uncle Howdy, Braun, Eric Rowan. And I think Alexa is gonna be in it, and then I think they chose a couple of random like spooky guys from NXT. They were like, "You're spooky, you're in the group." Like, Gacy and Dexter Lumis are gonna be in it.
Dexter Lumis, whatever happened to him? He had like a weird thing with the Miz and just dropped off the face of the earth.
Weird. I have no idea, but I do know that we only got uno comprendo watching. I don't think comprendo means person, but I'm gonna just.
Whoever's watching right now, thank you. Even though realistically, it's just probably one of us who left a tab open.
It might be. Yeah, it might be one of us. But if you're in the chat right now,
if like 30 years down the road somehow you're watching this, like,
yeah, if it's like
I want to touch you.
All right. So if someone's watching this in like 2057, you know Ryan's thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DMs are open.
You know now forever for the rest of eternity due to digital footprint where Ryan's mind was at on
Yeah. DMs are open.
May the 24th, 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah.
May I touch you 30 years from now?
God damn, he said it again. He really wants to.
I don't find any of this funny, really. I'm being serious.
Well, you know where we did just get back from, so. But anyways, all right, who do we got in here? We still got one folk, one.
Oh hell no! Did he got to that boy?
Sure.
Bro, you're so silent anytime. So I'm just like sitting here like. Anyways.
Yeah. Should we talk
Why
about
am I sitting like someone's therapist right now? Like,
why are you sitting? Yeah, that's a good question. Like, get out like the notebook. Do I have a notebook around me? I might have. This is my makeshift notebook for now.
and this will be my makeshift notebook.
No, well, I got the notebook, so you got to be the therapist. And I'll just
okay. No, wait. That means I'm the therapist.
Issues.
Huh?
So tell me all your issues.
Man. I'd say about a couple years ago, Diddy hit my line, right? So
God damn, with this Diddy stuff. I thought you were gonna hit a doofus where it's like it all started when my parents failed to show up to my birth.
Oh no, I had a lovely family, a loving family. Great.
Oh yeah.
No drug addicts.
I'm sure you do.
No, like we never ever moved. We only ever lived in one place.
Yeah.
You know, nothing crazy like that. I had a great family.
Yeah.
But I was just so handsome at a very young age, and everyone loved me. I had bitches on my line 24/7. So
movie review, bro. What are we talking about right now?
So one day Diddy hit my line, and ever since then it's just been Diddy party after Diddy party.
Oh. All right, we got two folks in the chat right now. We don't know who they are, so let yourselves be known unless you're too embarrassed. Which,
bro, if you're here, like, let yourselves be known, please.
All right, the strangers. Should we talk about it?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
So, spoiler free first.
Spoiler free, right. Yeah. We'll start with spoiler free.
Yeah. So,
it was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine.
It was fine.
I feel like this isn't real. Well, saying this is in a way a spoiler, but it's just the first one.
Yeah, if you've seen the first movie and you haven't seen chapter 1, you've basically seen chapter 1.
There's there's one thing at the ending.
There's one thing at the
end. Wait a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the rest of it is like beat for beat the same. The only
here's the thing though. I honestly don't think a lot of people know this, but it is supposed to be a remake. Because the director, who also directed like Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4 and Deep Blue Sea and random shit like that.
Rennie Harlan.
This is a remake. He wanted to make a remake and then make his own 2 sequels that are its own original thing. So a lot of people are hating on this movie when it's literally just exactly what it was supposed to be, a remake, you know?
Yeah. Like maybe it's a little too close, and yeah, it probably is that I guess we'll get into that when we get into the negatives, because that's definitely something. But I mean, yeah, I don't think it was as bad as everyone's making it out to be. I don't think it deserves a 12% or 14 or someone when it's got on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's like there's flaws.
Definitely. Yeah, I just got done watching Cody Leach's review actually, because I wanted to know like other people's thoughts before we did this. Yeah. And bro was just dogging on the movie.
I know.
And I mean, he didn't even like the first movie, which I guess, I mean, for some reason he didn't, even though.
If you don't like the first movie, you probably like really not.
Yeah,
like
exactly. So it makes sense why he was hating on it so much. But
Yeah.
I mean, objectively speaking, like it wasn't a bad movie.
Yeah,
Like
it was made fine. There's no like
yeah, there
problem with
was
directing. There's no like weird shots. It's not like Jeepers Creepers 4 where there's like crappy green screen. Like it's fine.
yeah. I mean, it was all right. The only problem is that it was so similar to the original, but the original itself is a good ass movie. So
Yeah.
how could this movie be really bad? You know?
I will say though the characters in this one, the characters in the first one, I've like like the first one gets kind of like crapped on because like the characters were dumb. If you thought the characters were dumb in the first one, you're gonna
Oh
think these
Jesus.
characters. There's certain moments in this one. It's not the whole time. Like I feel like a good portion of the movie, the characters are being like acting like normal people would act, but there are select moments that's like, what?
Yeah.
Like, how does one possibly make this decision?
It's really really bad. So like, if
Yeah.
you're like an easily pissed off person,
Oh my god. Yeah.
dude.
One of my friends leaving the theater, there was a certain scene, and I know you know what I'm talking about. That one scene with the shotgun in the woods.
Yeah.
My friend went on like a 10-minute rant after like we were all like, yeah, it's fine. Like we were given like our like out of tens. There was a couple of us, and it was like 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. You know, fine. And my friend's like, bro, I'm giving that a 2 for the sole reason. And he started to describe the scene. He's like, bro, I'm telling you, this was ridiculous. This guy must watch too much anime because there's no other explanation for how he could be possibly that stupid. And we're like, damn. And he's going on like this for like 5 minutes.
Bro, your fucking face got red as you were doing that. I could only imagine him.
Oh yeah, no, he was
Smoke must have been coming out his ears and freaking train horns must have been playing.
Yeah, no, he's like Puerto Rican, so he was talking quicker than I've ever heard anybody talk in my entire life. Just like flaming this movie. I was like, oh my god. It's like,
damn. Honestly, yeah, the only other person I've seen hate that movie that much is Cody Leach. So
yeah, he's the only review that I really like watched. I read some of the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, but his is the only one where I watched, and he was like, yeah, this is another contender for the worst movie of the year. I was like, it's not that bad.
I mean, yeah, I've seen worse this year.
Yeah,
like I remember,
like there's just so much that's worse than this.
Yeah,
like,
I seen a movie called Tarot.
Oh
and,
my god!
like
I didn't see it, but that's one I saw reviews for too.
I saw a movie called Tarot like only like maybe 2 weeks before this. That movie is some of the most ass shit I've ever seen. I mean, like it's the kind of horror movie that's like there's nothing wrong with a PG-13 horror movie, but
yeah,
it's PG-13 and you can so tell it was one of those where it was like a fucking 70-year-old dude was trying to write for like 20-something-year-olds and it just came off super like forced and not funny at all. And like, yeah, it just pissed me off the whole way through. That movie was way worse than Strangers. So I don't see how this could be a contender for the worst of the year. I mean, it's not amazing, but
it's not like
bad.
It's not the best movie. Like I'm sure there's a lot. I haven't seen too many, but I've heard that like Abigail is really great.
Yeah,
Late Night with the Devil is really good. It's not like those, but it's not tarot bad.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'd give it a solid. Yeah, I mean, solid 7.
Yeah, I was saying like 5. Whoa. All right, I was saying a solid like 5, maybe 6.
Yeah,
like it's not.
I mean, I already like just naturally like The Strangers more than you do, so it probably makes sense for me to like it more. But
like I think you like the first one more than I do, but I like the second one more than you do. I love the second one.
Yeah, I feel like the original is more my style of movie, while the second one's more your style. Because I love, you know, how eerie it is, how, you know, it's kind of movie where like something will happen and you might miss it. Like a lot of stuff happens in the background. I love that kind of thing. But the Pray at Night was just like straightforward, in your face, over the top slasher, and I like that, just not nearly as much as I like the first one.
Well, yeah,
I will admit though, that pool scene.
the pool scene is one of my favorite. That might be like half the reason why, just because that one scene is like one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, I mean, when a horror movie does the like happy upbeat song like playing over like a disturbing ass intense ass scene, like it always
especially and the way that everything was lit and like set up. Oh my
dude,
it's like one of the best scenes and
shit was lit. All right, it was
like,
lit.
It's unreal.
But yeah, this movie honestly, well, Pray at Night and the original have their own key moments that people still talk about. This movie doesn't really have any of that because it's a remake of the original, and anything that the original did was like so like significant and so memorable that when this movie redoes it, it doesn't really do anything for the audience. Like people already are familiar with that.
I do think this might be a little controversial to say. I don't really know. I haven't really heard anybody talking about it, but it's not a spoiler really to say this because it's like the most iconic scene in the first one. The scene where the girl's in the house alone and like you see the dude behind her, but she doesn't see it. I think that it was cooler in this movie than in the first one.
Oh, she's playing. Oh,
well,
no.
On the we can vaguely describe on the piano.
Yeah, she's on the piano.
I did like, oh my god.
I mean, yeah, when I was seeing that movie, that was I don't know. I feel like objectively this is a better like scare or a better scene like that. It's just the original is obviously the more iconic. Yeah, but this I think this one's just more creative. And you know, her playing the I don't what was it? What's that fucking song called that she was playing? It's some kind of classical tune that everyone knows. Yeah. So she was playing that while you know it. I'm fucking yapping, but yeah, it's good. It's very good.
Yeah, no, it was good. Mm-hmm. It was the movie was literally
fine.
It was good. It was fine. It was serviceable. It's not like, in my opinion, it wasn't a waste of money. It wasn't a waste of time. It could have been better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have been more unique. Yeah. But for what it was it garbage? No. There's way worse remake. The Nightmare on Elm Street remake is way worse than this. The Child's Play remake was way worse than this. Like there's just most remakes are like this in terms of like remakes, horror remakes. I think it's maybe not the best one, but it's definitely
it's sort of like it's kind of like the Psycho remake. How it's not like shot for shot the original, but it is like beat for beat the original. Like anything that happens in the original happens in this movie, just in slightly tweaked ways. You know.
Yeah, I think the Omen remake was kind of like that, but I think this one might change a little bit more than the Omen remake.
Yeah,
I think the Omen one was still, it wasn't shot for shot, but I think it was like line for line or something.
Yeah.
Phenomenal Film says the Fog remake was horrible. This isn't it. It's not the Fog remake. This is nowhere near the Fog remake, or the When a Stranger Calls remake. Oh my god, that was the worst one.
When a Stranger Calls, I remember I only ever watched that because I thought that the main chick was super hot. That's the only reason why I ever watched that. Because I remember, like, I saw like a clip of it on TikTok or something. I was like, damn, I'm gonna watch this. And then I watched it. I was like, yeah, the only thing keeping me entertained is the fact that girl is attractive, not the movie.
Yeah, the movie was not entertaining. The movie was
but. Before we get into spoilers, James, you're gonna have to keep them entertained because I gotta take a piss.
Okay, bad.
Piss break.
All right, man. I don't know if y'all guys know about Ryan from Primetime Horror, but his channel, I unsubscribed, bro. He sucks. He's my least favorite YouTuber. Worse than
Gargle my fucking ball sack, Jamie.
God, are you okay? I'm not even gonna ask that. But yeah, So how you guys been? It's been a while. You know what I'm saying? It's been a while since my channel has disappeared. Unfortunately, I'm rambling, but that's what you got to do sometimes. It's live. We're live. Peep the background. What's y'all's favorite Alice in Chains song? Personally,
Yeah, they come to snuff the rooster. Yeah.
that's a poser ass pick, but okay.
No, it's not my favorite. It's just the first one that came to mind. Probably
It's a tough question. I don't like Rooster. Like I know it's their most popular, but it still might be my even like it's so great.
honestly, I don't even remember what the song is called. I know the favorite, but I don't remember what it's called. It's another poser pick, I can guarantee you.
Man in the
But
Box.
I'm not. I mean,
Wood.
check the shirt out. You know anything about this? Like, you know that
Oh, yeah.
I'm not into.
Well, that's my favorite band right there. Devil Star.
Name 5 songs.
Name 5 songs. Stairway to Heaven. Come as You Are.
Good pick. Good pick.
Party in the USA by Taylor Swift. Are we not reviewing this movie? What, bruh?
November Rain by Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get on with the review.
All right, yeah. So spoilers, folks. We got 3 folks in the chat. We got Phenomenal Films, who says, "I just saw Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes." I did too. It was fire. And Reggie19 asked the big question: how was your freshman year? You know, Ryan knows. It was something.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of ups and downs there.
Yeah, lots of ups and downs, but the Diddy parties really kept him sane.
Yeah, the creative of those.
Yeah,
but all right, yeah. So spoilers for.
Wait, how did you even know that this was your freshman year?
He probably follows me on Instagram or something.
Yeah.
Or he's just a stalker, or he goes to my school.
Come get some food.
That might be the case.
Yeah.
All
right. So should we get into spoilers?
Yeah. Spoilers. All right, folks. We got spoilers in the building for the negatives portion of our Strangers review.
So let's just get the big thing out of the way, okay? The ending, right?
The ending, like the very ending.
Yeah.
That's a negative for you?
Oh, we're starting with the negatives?
Yeah, we're starting with the negatives. We always do that.
Great. Okay. So the negatives,
again, we could start with the obvious here and go with that one scene in the woods.
Right. Like Jesus.
So like we were talking about earlier the scene in Pray at Night of the pool scene. That scene was so good. As good as that scene was, this scene was as bad as that scene was good.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. It was the worst scene in the trilogy or the existing trilogy now by far.
Probably it will be in the whole franchise.
I hope it is.
Because I will give it this though. Right before this scene happens, you get some really, really good shots of the strangers in the woods, and it's all foggy, and there's like nothing but like dead trees.
Yeah.
There's nothing but like dead trees surrounding them, and it's just a really cool like atmospheric sort of thing. I thought that was really cool. I was like, damn, we're about to get like a cool kill scene.
Yeah.
And then whenever bro pulls out the shotgun on the pinup girl stranger, I was like, no, they about to do her dirty like they did in Pray at Night.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay. Then he just stands there and does nothing.
He doesn't do anything. He stands there. shotgun pointed to the back of this girl's head. None of the other strangers are anywhere nearby. He's got her back turned. She has nowhere to go. She drops her weapon and everything. She's like this. Instead of pulling the gun, he's like, all right, so here's what we're going to do. You're going to turn around. You're going to take off your mask. And of course, she immediately like starts like screaming and yelling to get the attention of the other strangers. And I guess this guy doesn't know because if I remember correctly, he starts like yelling at her to like, what are you doing? Like it doesn't compute in his mind that he's trying to get the attention of the other strangers. So he does again.
It's just another instance of stupid characters because like one of the first things that you should think of is like one of the things you should think of is like, okay, she's making noise, so the other strangers are gonna hear that their guy is making noise, and they're gonna come and try to save her. Like that's like, that's like first grade, like.
And it's like a solid period of time when she starts screaming before the guy comes and runs at him with the axe. Like
exactly,
it's not like he immediately jumps down. Like it's
fucking Patrick Star behind you would have more sense to kill the chick instead of just stand there. It was so infuriating. I mean,
oh my god, like the whole theater, as soon as like everybody was kind of like looking at each other like, is this really happening? And then as soon as the guy ran at him, it like smash cut to the dude running at him with the axe. You could hear the entire theater going like, oh my god, like you could hear everybody audibly groan. It was like,
yeah, it was.
You deserve that at that point. Yeah.
I only have 2 other negatives. I don't know about you.
Mm-hmm. I wrote a couple of them down. Let me see. There was one negative that I had. There was this certain line, where I feel like the explanation, like it made them seem way stupider the way that just the line was delivered. It's after they are done crawling underneath the house, and they have like this clear path to like just to run down the road, and the guy goes, all right, let's run to the shed. And they give no context as to why. So there's a solid like 5 minutes like, what? And then they later like explain.
And then bro busts his ass like 5 seconds later.
Yeah. And they ran to the shed to get weapons, which makes sense, but like, why wouldn't you like say that?
Yeah. And another thing that
they have a gun in there.
Another thing that did make sense to me is in that shed scene where the baghead stranger breaks through the glass and grabs the girl. He has the boyfriend has a shotgun, and he shoots like directly next to his girl's face. How the hell did he not blow her face off? I mean, it's a shotgun. It's not like it's a direct shoot. It spreads. I don't know how she didn't die from that. So that I didn't really like. That didn't really make sense to me. That wasn't a negative, but that just like came into my mind when you were talking. I was thinking like, how the hell did she not die, and why would he be that stupid to shoot a shotgun directly next to her face? But I guess my other negative is kind of related to that. I really didn't like the boyfriend character. I thought he was super bland and boring, and I thought like he had a lot of cringy lines, and like for some reason it really fucking pissed me off whenever he was eating that burger. So like there's no reason to be that sloppy, okay? Like,
oh yeah, they had a whole scene about that. Like
it's like, oh, look at you, you're such a sloppy eater. And like it was just super cringy to me. It's like the chick was like acting like his mom, wiping his face and shit, and then they look up and then there's a dead bird hanging, and I was like, thank God that scene is over. I couldn't take any more.
Yeah, there was a lot of that's a good criticism. There was a lot of like corniness, I guess. Like that's one of the differences, I guess, between the original and this one, is that like the original, the couple were like at each other's throats the whole time.
Yeah.
This time it's like an actually like loving couple. So that's like kind of a different.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like at least when it comes to those two characters, the original is much more realistic.
Yeah. And, there was just with that guy that like they didn't really start becoming like really stupid until like the ending, but there were moments at the beginning where like it was like, come on, what? Like when the guy came home and the girl was in the closet like crying her eyes out, and she's like, "There's someone in the house," and like this girl that is Tamara homegirl has already been by twice, and like there's already suspicious, and the whole town's acting all weird, and the guy's like, "Nah, it was just a painting in the background." What?
I mean, I like even from that first knock, and then when whichever stranger that was just like standing like in the road, just like staring. He's standing there menacingly.
It's like what?
And like just from that alone, I would already be like, okay, we need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
they stay.
They established early on like there's nowhere near this house. It's like, what did they say? It was something ridiculous. They said like it was like a 5-mile long like road to the house or something. Like
they're in the middle of nowhere in this Airbnb.
Yeah.
Where there would literally be no other reason why there'd be anyone else around. So, like I said, instantly from that point, I'd be like worried.
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, maybe let's get out of here.
Yeah.
I saw people complaining about the town and like the opening and all the townsfolk acting all weird. I didn't have a problem with that, honestly.
I don't really care either.
I was like this is kind of like, it kind of sets up like the vibe.
I feel like
the atmosphere a little bit. Like
I feel like maybe since they like clearly made such a point to make the rest of the townsfolk seem so weird and off-putting, maybe they'll like tie the stranger's story into that somehow.
Yeah. I feel like that's something that even if it is a complaint, that for people that they could kind of like fix that in a sequel. Like maybe they reveal that like the waitress is actually Dollface or something. Like I feel like that could be kind of cool.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, but there's a scene where the boyfriend is going to like get like burgers or whatever, and like almost all the people from that diner were there, and you know they said obviously it's like a 5-mile drive, so there's no way that the strangers could have driven all the way back there, undressed, got food, and then drove all the way back before anyone even noticed.
That's a good point to keep in mind for when in the third film they do reveal that one of them is a stranger.
So like if they do reveal that, that's like
wait a minute, that's a plot hole.
Yeah, but I guess my only other negative would be wait, what was my other negative? I forgot it.
Characters being stupid.
I don't like the dude.
Someone with a trucker, maybe the one guy getting shot.
Honestly, I didn't really have much of an opinion on that. It's just like, okay, they did that in the original, so they're gonna have to do it here.
Yeah, so exactly.
It was in a much more lazy way.
It's not his friend; it's just a homeowner.
Yeah, it's like I thought it was funny because the girl's like, "Oh my god, you killed Joe!"
Yeah.
What the fuck is Joe? They're acting like it's the most devastating loss of all time.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of funny, but again, it's not really like.
Then they use that also later to set up the line where he's like, they say the first kill is the hardest. Well, this is gonna.
Oh, that reminds me.
And then they don't actually.
That made me remember my second one, or my last one. So I fucking hate the looks of the strangers in this movie.
Really? That was gonna be one of my positives.
Really?
Yeah.
Especially Dollface. Like the redesign of her mask and the beanies, I think looks so dumb. Cause like they give the masks more like pronounced features, like chubbier cheeks, a more finished paint job, and it just looks too put together and like cartoony for me. I feel like even with the mask, it still would have salvaged the look if they had their hair out. Because not only does it look cooler, it also makes the female strangers more easily identifiable because one has short black hair and the other has long blonde hair. So that really pissed me off.
That's something I remember thinking, like watching the trailers and stuff. I was like, why are they like they're like Dollface and Pinup Girl are almost like indistinguishable.
Yeah, yeah, because like there's barely any scenes of them together, so you can't really do a height
Yeah.
comparison. They're covered up, they're in the dark most of the movie, so like the masks aren't super clear. So, I mean, that is a big one of mine. I think that the Baghead dude like was decent. I didn't think his was bad. I still like the original more.
Yeah.
But I thought he was fine. Just the female strangers I didn't like the looks of. So I saw him hoping maybe something will happen in the sequels where they have their hair out or they switch masks or something like that.
Yeah. Or the masks get like damaged or something.
Yeah, that would be cool to have like a Friday 13th Part 7 style where like something's missing.
That's a good point actually. Now that like I'm thinking of it, there were moments while I was watching it, like because they are never really together. There were moments where I was like, wait a minute, which one is this? Is this Dollface or is this Pinup Girl? Like it did get confusing at times because they both had like the beanies on, and it was like
exactly. Yeah, so I didn't like that, and then that also leads me to another thought is, okay, so we all know the original has the like iconic line where the girl asks, "Why are you doing this?" and then the stranger says, "Because you were home."
Yeah.
They do it so much worse in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, because you were here doesn't hit nearly as hard as because you were here.
Home. It's like, I don't. That's one thing that like, why would they change that?
Like they do. That's what I was thinking too. Like they do everything else that the original does to a T.
Yeah.
This is the one thing that you want to keep the same.
Yeah, and
like
it's the whole scene plays out like pretty much in the exact same way, anyways.
Exactly. Like it's the franchise's iconic line. You know.
That is
why would you change it? That's the one thing you shouldn't change. You know. So because you were home is just so much more. It's just so much better than because you were here. I don't know. I just That would be my last one. Other than those, whatever's. I thought it was fine.
A couple stupid lines here and there, characters being stupid here and there.
And at the end of the day, it's a horror movie. It's a slasher. It's not going to be perfect, Yeah,
exactly. So yeah, let me think of any more negatives, because there's really like, besides that, there's not a whole lot. It's kind of a simple movie, so there's not really a lot. It's not like if like Quentin Tarantino made a bad movie and you have so much to pick apart as to why this is bad and this is bad. It's kind of just like,
and it's like for the positives, it's like I can't really think of many things that I was like, wow, that's really, really awesome. Because most of the movie is just like, yeah, okay, all right, that was cool, I guess.
Yeah, there's not a lot that's like amazing, and there's also not a lot
so like most things
besides that one scene.
Most things I'm just neutral on, so I don't really have that many positives. Doesn't mean I don't like the movie any less. It's just like, I mean, the original did that, it was all right. But again, I'll let you say it since you brought it up first. The one scene where the girl's playing the piano, that's cool.
That was a cool scene, yeah.
It was.
There wasn't too much that was like really like stand out. Like this is great.
Yeah, so I guess
this is totally serviceable. It's fine.
I also really like the shower scene where she's taking a shower and then you see the male stranger there, and then the camera sort of makes her body sort of cover up the thing, and then it goes back, and then he's gone. And then the piano scene where it pans up to a mirror that's like like the girl's playing the piano and there's a mirror right above her, and then there's a chair right behind her, and the mirror is like reflecting that the Baghead stranger just sitting chilling watching her play her Diddy. So Diddy Party mentioned playing her little tune, and those are some really cool shots. And then I'd probably say one that's probably positive for most people, the ending. I like how they left someone alive, because that hasn't. Well, in Pray at Night, they did do that, but in the original, they didn't do that. Like, everyone was dead. Like, so in this one, for them to leave someone alive is kind of cool. I got, like, Halloween 2 kind of vibes where she was waking up all bandaged up. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 kind of vibes where she's waking up all bandaged up and, like, in the hospital.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm interested to see where they take it. I'm wondering if maybe they'll do a lot of, since this movie was so similar to the first one, maybe the second movie in this trilogy will be super similar to Prey at Night.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, it's one that I'm definitely gonna see, and I'm really interested to see. But I'm definitely worried that it'll be
Yeah.
that it'll be bad, because this is like you're either gonna stick the landing and it's gonna be amazing, or it's gonna be horrendous. So I guess we'll just have to see.
Yeah, I guess yeah, we're switching over to positives now. But yeah, so I got a couple. I thought I saw a lot of reviews saying like, oh, there was too many jump scares. It was all jump scares. I feel like they did a good job. At least in my opinion, I know that most people don't think this, but in my opinion, I think they did a good job balancing jump scares with the suspense. I
Yeah,
think there was a good amount of suspense in this movie. Like that the one the scene where they were like crawling through the vents and crawling under the house. There was like a rat and they were right above them, and then she sticks her hand right into the nail. Like that was a really good scene.
yeah,
And
that was a good scene.
there was like no jump scares in that scene. There was no jump scares after that scene. It was all just like tension.
Yeah,
And there was a couple that
yeah,
were
because
bad.
for a movie nowadays, most movies nowadays have jump scares. So for this for this film to kind of not do that and sort of stick to mostly just suspense and like eerie type scenes, I think was really really cool, because I mean, a movie like The Strangers, there's so many different opportunities for jump
Yeah,
scares,
exactly.
but for them to keep it more to the original and have scenes like the piano scene, for instance,
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that that I think that this movie did really good on that front.
yeah. It's not that there wasn't any jump scares. Like there was a good amount of them, but I feel like people are overselling like how many there were, and especially like I've seen people say like there was no suspense. It was all just jump scares. Like I feel like there was jump scares, but they did balance it out with suspense and tension and stuff.
Yeah,
Um, what else? The killer. I'll say why I did kind of like the killer designs. I guess besides I didn't really think of it as all three of them. I guess Pinup Girl and Dollface would be in my negatives because there was a lot of times where I was confused, like which one is which. But I'll say that the guy with the mask on, I'll say that the guy with the mask on looked pretty sick. I don't know if I prefer the man in the mask in this one to the original, but I will say I do like his design a lot. I like the big old coat he was wearing. He gave me like Jason Voorhees vibes. The scene, obviously the piano scene where like you see the back of him and then you see his face like in the mirror. It's like that was like scary. Like he looked creepy.
yeah, I agree. I think that it was a really good design. I don't like it more than the original, because I think, because like the original, he had like more of a put together look. Like it looked like just like a normal business dude with an office job, just put a sack
Yeah,
over his face. I think that kind of makes it scarier.
yeah,
Uh, but I'll say, like, I like it more than Prey at Night, but not more than the original, because I don't really like Prey at Night's sackhead guy look, because the way the eyes were cut, it sort of gave him like an angry expression, and I didn't
yeah.
really like that.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying like I don't know if I prefer it because I like them both for different reasons. It's like Michael Myers in the first Halloween versus Michael Myers in like 2018. I love them both, but for different reasons. Like
Yeah.
one's just like this could just be any normal dude, whereas the one in this one is like, no, this guy's insane. Like if you see this
That's
guy,
actually
run. Like
a good comparison, because a lot of people say in the original Halloween, oh, they like the Michael because he's so simple. It's just a normal, average, run of the mill built dude who just has this like insane strength and shit like that.
yeah,
But like in the later sequels, like Rob Zombie's Halloween, for example, he's like this big brooding beast, and like, yeah, of course he's gonna be able to fucking flip a car.
yeah,
So
exactly.
I guess that would be the same for Strangers. Like in the first one, he's just a more basic looking dude, and it makes him scarier. But in this movie, it's he's bigger looking. He has a more menacing presence, a more dirty look. So of course, yeah, he's gonna be doing all this crazy ass shit.
Yeah.
So I guess it just really, what's your preference? Do you like big hulking scary, or more simplistic kind of looks. I guess that just really comes down to preference.
Let me liked, I guess, yeah, we've already talked about the ending a little bit. I liked the ending a lot when she wakes up because I wasn't expecting it. I think they did it in like a good way because yeah, the entire movie was the same. So even though like I knew that there was going to be a chapter 2, it never once like really occurred to my head like, wait a minute, they might leave this one of the characters alive so that there can be like a kind of like a final girl throughout this whole thing. So when she did actually wake up, everyone was like, "Oh, wait a minute, that's a pretty cool twist." And I think the way that they did it, how like she woke up, she didn't really say anything, but you could just kind of like you could tell she was like those guys are gonna pay. Those guys are gonna pay. And I think that they have a really good setup for some really solid sequels with that ending.
Yeah, I mean, they basically set themselves up with like a golden opportunity to have like an awesome ass final girl with an awesome ass like revenge story, and I think they could really make something good out of this. But they set themselves up so well with that ending. If they fumble it and do some dumbass shit, like that'll make me like the movie even less, because it's like,
exactly.
Okay, you set yourself up for such good things in these sequels, but you do something dumb, like that would really piss me off. So that's why I said earlier, like I'm really interested to see what they do, but I'm also kind of worried.
Yeah, it's kind of like how like Halloween Kills was. It's like you set yourself up for a really cool finale, but they ultimately
fucked it all up.
Totally fumbled it. So I guess they could totally fumble it, but they have the potential to do kind of like almost like a Batman thing. Like Batman Begins was like the setup, and then as soon as The Dark Knight happened, it's like you don't need any backstory because you already had it in the last movie. You can just go.
Yep.
Like they can just have an entire movie dedicated to like this girl trying to track these people down, trying to kill them off. Like my pitch to you was they should do that kind of like what The Strangers Prey at Night did, not like copy the whole thing, but have her get her revenge on like Dollface and Pinup Girl, kill them both, and then save the man for the third movie. And then you can have the third movie that's just Maya, the main character, versus the dude, the man in the mask. And then
something
really solid.
I think that'd be really cool. And it would be also cool because like this is sort of a way of seeing like what it would be like if The Strangers and Strangers Prey at Night were connected. Like it's sort of like a hypothetical, like what if what's the actress's name from the original? It's Liv Tyler. Yeah. So it's like, okay, what if Liv Tyler's character lived and then she went on and she killed Pinup Girl and Dollface? Like now we sort of can have that just like played out with like different actors and stuff like that. So I think it'll be cool if they do go that route. But like I said, they fuck it up, I'm going to be pissed, because they set themselves up for greatness, Yeah,
especially in the next one. If the next one is like bad, I'm probably not even going to go see the third one. Like,
yeah, I mean, at the very least, maybe just like kill one of them and have the other injured or something like that,
Yeah.
Or maybe
one of them needs to die in the next one in order to make it realistic.
Another thing that I'm interested to see, because before this, we never really knew the relationship between the strangers.
Yeah.
We didn't know if they were family, if they were like in a cult type thing, if like it was like they were dating or something like that.
Yeah.
In this movie, we kind of got a little thing with the male stranger and Pinup Girl.
Yeah.
The music on, they were like dancing, and then like she like put her head on his chest and stuff like that. So that kind of makes me wonder, like how like what their relationship is. Like, are they dating? Are they husband and wife? Maybe Pinup Girl's like their daughter. I mean, maybe Dollface is like their daughter or something. It's like
crazy, just like a psycho family.
Exactly.
They got a lot of cool ways that they can.
Exactly. So with stuff like that, basically the same thing with the ending. Like they set themselves up for like some really cool shit. So
Yeah.
they better not like do some fucking like Halloween 6 type shit where they bring out the most ridiculous thing,
Yeah,
like,
it's like
oh,
totally like
the strangers are possessed by
they're,
the
they're, they're possessed
by,
by a what was it, a constellation or something.
yeah, they're possessed by a constellation. It's
Yeah,
like, bro,
like
like you could
what?
have just made them like, maybe I was thinking this ever since Pray at Night. I think it would be cool for them to have like a cult sort of
Yeah,
relationship where, you know, if if Pinup Girl and Dollface die, like he can always like have other family members or have other recruitments, you know.
yeah.
I think that would be an interesting way to go. So, what would you think on like the stranger's backstory? Would you rather they keep it ambiguous and not really give us anything, or give us a solid backstory? Because I know a lot of people are like keep them ambiguous, but I see the point, but it's like
Mm.
I'm interested to see what their relationship is now that we have an opening for more sequels.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I'd want to see like a complete backstory. Like I don't want to see like flashbacks to how like when they were children, like what like the Chucky TV show did, like flashbacks to their first kills or something.
Yeah,
I think it depends. I think it would be maybe cool to explore their relationship, but it all just depends on how they choose to explore it. Like if they are gonna explore it and do like something stupid, like oh they're cursed by a constellation, then no, I don't want to see that. But if they do something like you said, and it's like, oh well, they're actually like a family, and this is the dad, and this is the mom, and this is the daughter, I think that
yeah,
would be cool. But I don't want them to like explore that. Like I think the
yeah.
furthest I'd have them go is just like say it, like have one of the townsfolk be like, oh yeah, it was a mother and raised her,
It's sort of like a Friday
her
the 13th
daughter, and then
style
the dad
backstory.
came back, but like and like that's all you get. Like not
Yeah, yeah, sort of like a Friday the 13th style backstory where you don't really get like, oh, Pamela Voorhees was born in this year
yeah,
and she married this
yeah, it's
dude.
just like
They
she
had
was the
Jason.
mom and she killed.
Like
Yeah,
just say, okay, there's this family, they're batshit insane. They had a daughter and now they kill people. Like I mean, if
I
they
think that would
do
be cool.
something like that, that'd be the way to go, you know?
Yeah, I'd be down for seeing that. It just depends on how they do it and what they do.
Yeah.
If they do choose to explore.
Yeah, because it's different now. Because in all the other Strangers movies, we didn't know if we were gonna get a sequel or not. Now we know for sure that we're gonna get a follow up. So it's like, okay, they're either gonna fucking ruin it or
Yeah,
they're gonna do awesome. So
I feel like yeah, there's almost like how this one is kind of in between. Like it's like I could see people saying it's bad. I could see people saying it's good. I feel like for a sequel, there's almost no chance of this happening again. It's either going to be really good, and
yeah,
like way better than this one was, or it's going to be horrible.
yeah, I picture this being a thing where like, if it does good, they're gonna like beat the shit out of it, like they did with the Scream. Because like with Scream, they rebooted it and now they're doing Scream 7 already. Like I picture them doing it like the trilogy just ended. Now we're already gonna get Strangers fucking 8. Like
Yeah, and it does seem to be doing pretty good. At least like I haven't looked at the box office or anything, but at least like around here, everyone's going to see it, even though there's bad reviews. Like my theater was almost filled, and I saw it a week after it came out. All of my friends went to see it. My brother went to see it, and he's never seen a horror movie before. Like it's
yeah, I think that they did the promotional stuff perfect.
yeah,
Like I think they made it to where like, because not everyone's gonna be like fans like us to where we know everything. Like, so like someone going into this just for a scary movie, not really anything crazy. Like this is probably gonna be like a really good movie to that kind of viewer.
yeah.
So
That's what I was saying. Like if you haven't, I feel like for people who haven't seen the first one, they're gonna really like this because
Mhm.
it's a good story. Like
yeah. So I mean, there's not really much else to say except that like it's either the sequels are either gonna be horrible or amazing. I mean,
yeah,
that's yeah.
and yeah, we will be back to review those because
Yeah.
aren't they
So
aren't they coming out like soon? Like because they're already
yeah,
filmed.
yeah. One's coming out later this year, and one's coming out early next year. So we're gonna, yeah,
I think I like that as a trend that horror movies are doing that now, releasing 2 movies in 1 year, but
well,
not
yeah, because
like filming them back to back, like X and Pearl. Both
yeah,
are
they're being
really
smarter
great.
now. They're filming everything simultaneously.
Yeah.
So, and I guess it would help with like continuity because like you won't be filming a movie 10 years later and an actress or actor has aged, so it
Yeah.
doesn't. Yeah. So, yeah, maybe even because I mean, we already love Pearl and X. So if Maxine's good, then we'll probably be back for that too.
Oh yeah,
So,
I mean, there's a number of movies that are coming out later this year that I'm gonna see.
Alien.
Alien, I'm definitely gonna see that. A Quiet Place, I'm definitely gonna see that. The new one.
Terrifier.
Oh, for sure, Terrifier. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is coming
Yeah,
out.
there's a decent amount of horror movies coming out this year that are reviewable. So
Yeah,
we'll be back.
Yeah, we'll be back. There was another one too. What was the other one that I was thinking of? I don't remember, but there was another one that I remember being like, I want to see this.
Yeah. So I guess that should wrap it up. I mean,
yeah, see, it's a shorter review stream than our last movies, but that's just because like there's not that much to really discuss.
I mean, actually, I think we kind of got it exactly the length of our other streams, so I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good movie, simple.
Yeah,
movie.
there's just not really that much to say, you know.
Yeah, it was fine. Like it was pretty much the first one, but I think they did just enough differently to not make it like the Psycho remake or the Omen remake to where it's literally beat for beat the same thing. Like they did just enough to justify us being like it was mostly similar, but it was still not that bad.
Yeah,
it was pretty good. So yeah, we'll be back.
Is there anything in the chat?
No.
I mean, like we said in the beginning,
I actually guessed completely spot on. We peaked at 3 viewers.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I guess exactly spot on too. We didn't get double digits. This isn't a mic stream, y'all. This isn't 2021. We're not about to be racking in like freaking 20, 30 views a stream.
Yeah. We do have a comment. Are you gonna be watching Double or Nothing and King and Queen of the Ring? We'll be watching King of the Ring, right?
We'll be watching King of the Ring. Double or Nothing.
Double or Nothing, I might. I'm not sure because AEW right now, at least the weekly shows are horrendous, but their pay-per-views are usually good.
Yeah,
I want to see Edge versus Malachi Black in a barbed wire cage match. I don't even care. I'm gonna be watching that at least.
Hell nah. I'd rather get back shots from Nia Jax than watch Double or Nothing. Hell no.
I don't think it's necessarily that bad.
But in the idea that I literally could not care any less.
Yeah. But yeah. So that's the Strangers. I guess we can. Phenomenal Films with another comment. I have been convinced to wait for this movie on Apple TV. Personally, I think you would like it more if you saw it in the theaters.
Yeah.
Because at least for me, I feel like I would have probably liked it a little bit less if I hadn't watched it in theaters. Because like a lot of what shapes at least my movie opinion is like the viewing experience.
Yeah,
so I agree. I just watched this at home on the couch by myself. I probably would have been like, yeah, it sucked. But the fact that I was able to go to the theaters with a bunch of my friends and watch it, I feel like that did kind of enhance like my.
I agree. If you're planning on watching it at all and you're able to, I'd suggest just going to the theaters.
Yeah, I'd say go to the theaters, bring like a friend or something. I feel like you'd enjoy it a lot more if you did.
Yeah, I agree.
He also says Nia Jax is hot. To each their own.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we can announce this. We got a stream coming up. We haven't had a date yet, but we, just like our old streams, where actually the first stream that I ever did with Ryan, where we used to do like our top 10. We'd make a whole list, come up with a whole list, whittle them down to 10, then order them. We've done top. I think we've only done one. I think we did the top 10 horror movies of all time, but we are gonna do.
Yeah, back when we had our fucking shitty ass side parts and just barely hit puberty.
Looks like that. Like
I'm not even gonna do it.
Side part.
I'm not even gonna do it, dude.
Yep. Boom.
Dude.
But yeah, we got another one coming up like that where we're gonna be doing the top 10 greatest movie villains, not just horror, but
Movie.
villains. So we got like HAL 9000, Darth Vader.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Why so serious? Joker. Like
The
we're gonna be
Joker,
going crazy.
I am your father. Oh.
Oh shit.
Oh my God! Who would have thought? He has one more question before we end. Prediction for Hollywood or for Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood.
I mean,
No, man,
I
it's
do
up to you.
live. I mean, there's no point of even asking him. He lives in fucking Massachusetts.
Yeah.
But I live sort of near that, but I'm probably not going to be going. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be predicting. Like,
I guess like who's gonna be there? Like what guests?
I don't know.
You can usually bet on like the regulars. You'll probably see Danielle Harris. You'll probably see Felissa Rose.
Halloween Horror Nights is a haunted attraction. It's not a convention.
Oh my! Oh, right. No, I know what you're talking about. Then I guess what like haunted houses.
I guess just we'll probably see the strangers there, to be honest. Because I mean,
that's a good
whatever's
point.
currently popular in the horror world, you know.
Yeah, you might see the strangers. Maybe what else? Scream. Maybe there might be a Scream. There might be a
Might even see Chucky's.
Terrifier. Oh, there, a Terrifier house.
Yeah.
Chucky House is a good call, even though that show sucks. Maybe.
Yeah. So we're over an hour now. So
Yeah. We managed to drag it to an hour.
thanks to the very, very kind viewer that.
Yep. The one viewer, Mr. Phenomenal.
Yeah. W viewer. What's his name?
W viewer. Phenomenal Films. Like
Phenomenal Films. I'm gonna touch you. So, I guess that's it. Thank you for any.
Oh, I was just gonna make that face until you finish the intro and just end it on that. But
thank you for anyone who watched this. Thank you, Phenomenal Films. Expect me under your bed tonight. And yeah.
Thank you, Reggie, for your one comment.
Yo, Reggie from Phantasm.
Literally, as we're ending, we got a fourth viewer. Whoever my boy is, maybe it's Hamza, maybe it's whoever. Rewind, I guess, because we're done the discussion. But
yeah, we're done now.
Yeah, until our next stream, which I'm guessing is probably gonna be top 10 movie villains with our boy Jackson, Michael Jackson. Sure. We will see you later and go watch The Strangers.